This is Close Combat Gateway to Caen. You're watching episode 23 of the Allied campaign. Take a moment to support the channel by clicking the subscribe button, liking the video, and turning on notifications. Now, we're still static up here in Marseille, and I feel like the moment I move out of there, we're going to get overrun, so we're staying put. We have infantry that are moving down to the south, and then in the center of the map, we are just continuing the drive to the south. I have these battle groups down here splitting. I've got one going to the east and one going to the south, and then the tanks are going to move to the south as well. That's going to be our kind of forward advance. We are going to stay put here because we have the tank fight. And then over here on the west, I'm going to send one battle group into advance into the enemy supply area. And then Skyline, we're still just waiting for contact. Everybody there is just kind of moving down the road. And we're just sort of filling in. As we continue to move forward and take more of their terrain, I need to have units in reserve to fill in behind. Alright, so they moved some units. Alright, so that's going to be our first fight. What happened here? What? Okay. So, I think they merged the two battle groups here and moved two new ones in. We do have them surrounded, so they're cut off. Like, maybe we can wear them down because they're cut off. And then we got two new battle groups there and a fight on our hands right here. So 29th Brigade is going to be taking on 12th SS Panzer Pioneers in Tourville. Unfortunately, Chuck Company has taken a lot of damage, so they've been disbanded basically. And I do still have all of those units in support. But 1st Platoon is Royal Pains Platoon, and 2nd Platoon is House Platoon. If you've seen either show, leave a comment down below and let me know. And as we move forward, we're going to try and preserve these units better. But unfortunately, Chuck took a beating and, well, you know, 2 squads wasn't going to cut it. Alright, so 1st Platoon is all Pioneer. 2nd Platoon is 2 of them. And then they do have 2 half-tracks and a Panzerjäger, but not very good support. Doesn't look like they have any AT guns. So deployment needs to cover the south and the east. I have all of the mortars on the west end, and I'm just going to assume they're not going straight that way, but there are a lot of riflemen there, so I think that they can handle it. Jill and Divya are covering the northwest to the southeast. Cameron is just in a field, but they're going to run into that 2-story building at the 4-way intersection. Then I've got Boris in the middle of town covering to the southeast. And our last 2 tanks, Hank and Evan, are in the north of the large open field, and they're looking south, going to try and lock that area down and start pushing down there and, you know, driving the enemy out of the fields that we got killed in last time. Tons of contact. Half track. Oh, wow. That one's already dead. Okay. These boys did their job. Move down. We got another one down here. Uh-oh. Artillery, already dropping. Did not learn my lesson. They called it in the exact same spot. Alright, we're not going to get the half-track right now. We're already taking casualties. Let's just get Boris out of there. Nothing we can do about the infantry, so they're just going to hide. Machine guns, tons of infantry right here. Alright, let's get all this marked out for mortars. And they're not being pushed or anything, but they are actually kind of close right here. Okay, Foreman is down. We've lost a team already. Artillery has been a bad day. Let's hit these guys. We'll hit them with 2. We lost another one. Looks like we've lost Cuddy. There goes our Piet. Alright. Ooh, nope. I thought we were done. I was going to bring Boris back down, but let's not do that. Alright, smokes are going out. Alright, call in the mortar here. Mortar there. Nice hit. Vehicle is down. We got runners there. Let's go ahead and drop the mortars here. And there. And this one is back over here somewhere, I think. It's like right up here. And we're going to hold fire for just a minute because the enemy is not visible. I don't know if they've moved. Let's get Divya down here a little bit. Jill, come down and support as well. Alright. What else do we have? We got guys running here. Try and get them. Alright. Oh, we got more guys fleeing. Okay. Let's keep creeping down here. We got to be kind of cautious, but we're going to start moving in. I think we do the same thing over here. Let's move the infantry down and start securing this area. Make sure that if the enemy starts pushing up this way, we've got somebody there to stop them before they get to the buildings. They're going to have armor support. Let's get Boris back in position over here.
Redeployed. In position.
Okay, more automatic fire. Yep, I can see him crawling. We're going to mark this position right here. Ooh, I don't think it's going to work. We only have one smoke shell.
In position.
Alright, we're just going to drop mortars right here.
In position.
We're going to have to wait for them to get aligned, but we need to get some rounds on them. Shots from down here. What is this? Are they coming towards us now? Alright, over here. Let's see, where's that coming from? Alright, let's go ahead and mark this area. We saw them crawling this direction. Oh, I saw a shot there to the east a little bit. Nobody's pushing us still. Alex McHugh's basically out of smoke, so we're just going to have to start dropping mortars and hope for the best.
In position.
That's too far east. We're going to have to mark new positions. Same situation here. There we go. We're returning fire. 13. Target them. Do the same with Chase. Alright. Smokes are going out. We'll try and get some mortars dropping soon. We'll have armor support as well. Okay, we got a hit. Mortar target this. Tanks, keep creeping down. We'll let Evan cover for a minute. Alright, I'm thinking Cameron might have to reposition. I don't know if we can make the move yet, though, with them still so active right there. So let's bring Jill over here to make sure the south is clear.
In position.
Divya, maybe pop in right there. Boris can come down to the road. Cuddy's dead. Let's see. We got a runner right here somewhere. Yep. Engage them. 2. Okay, we got a hit. 1 down. Oh, we actually got them both. Okay. Go ahead and put the mortars out right here.
In position.
Armor keep creeping up.
Redeployed.
Pressure on, pressure on. Alright. Not getting a lot of effect from the mortars, but... Ooh, not those kind we're not. If we can get another couple of hits and keep their heads down, I'll feel pretty good about getting all these guys moving up on them. See if we can come down here and get some shots down that lane. See, it's kind of forcing their hand. They're either going to stay there and get pummeled, or they move and we have a chance to shoot them. I'd like Cameron in the fight, but like I said, I don't know that it's the time to move them with, you know, line of sight coming out of there. All right, Divya's arrived. Lost line of sight. All of them that are still alive are behind the bocage. Let's go ahead and start moving up with Hank. Okay.
In position.
Mortar. You're not entirely out. You're low. All right. Just like that, we got some hits. Contact up north. Engaging here. They are close. All right, Wilson is out of mortars. Still can't see anything with Divya. There are a lot of guys having a really bad time in this fight. All right, let's bring Divya up and around to look due south. Jill, we're going to go kind of the long way. We're going to try and see if we can get down to that flag and see whatever unit was down there, see if they're still there. Contact here, engage. Lost line of sight. We got line of sight there. We have a surrender. This guy on the west, it looks like. See if we can hit these guys that are crawling. All right, maybe we can get both tanks to spot them from there. It's pretty quiet down here. Let's go ahead and start moving house up. We'll take Chase to the east and down here to peek out the front. Cameron can fill in. Well, let's wait and see. Make sure this is clear here before we run across the road, I guess. Shots fired. Same spot. We can't. Nope. Let's see. Nope, further over here. Contact there. Target that. Divya, almost there. Let's go ahead and peek over this way a little bit. I don't know, move across there. And park in the ditch. Grenades. They're very close. Chase is engaging well. Divya's got contact there. Apparently all of them are trying to target the one on the west though. Can't see with the trees, so let's keep going up north with Jill. And then well, let's go move like that. And we'll cross the bocage. Ooh, there's a guy right there. Boom. Alright. Still somebody back there. So we're going to wait for Hank to make the cross. Alright, move down there. Sweep that. I think 13. Go down there with that surrenderee. Move east. And then house, we'll take this spot where Chase was. And let's see what else we got going on. We're still working on this, but we haven't made it across the bocage yet, so we're waiting on that. Let's try and get pointed at them, though. All right, Hank is clear. We're going to have to get him turned towards the east, probably down here where he can see through the trees. Let's get all of these guys moving to the front. Make sure that we sweep this field as well as occupy it. I don't really want anybody sneaking through in the last minute and playing, hide and seek. Let Evan keep shooting for a minute. We're still struggling with Hank here to just drive south. All right, they're almost in position. Let's get House moving in behind. All right, cover that.
In position.
Oh, red dot. Oh, yeah, they're close. They're just laying right there in the ravine. Drop them. Let's get Boris down here and come up and around from the south. I don't want to get too close and get swarmed, but we do need to get some fire on these guys. That might actually be the last team. I don't know, but it's getting very quiet. And they're running out of places to hide. They could still be in the field that 13's about to cross.
Deployed.
All right, let's go ahead and move them up here. Same plan in case we run into any armor issues. We'll have infantry ready to go mop up through there. We lost sight of the 1 or 2 guys that are remaining. So let's creep up there and see if we can spot them.
Sir, enemies offered a ceasefire.
Good shots. Keep those coming. There we go. Target that. Okay, that was the last team, and that was the last guy. So, Allied total victory. And I think that went very smooth, considering their starting artillery barrage. It looks like they killed 4 of ours. They wounded 8, but we killed 12, wounded 27, and took 6 prisoners. We also destroyed 2 half-tracks. First team up, we've got Hank with 8 infantry kills and 1 vehicle kill. Then we got Evan with 3 infantry kills. Jill has 5 kills. Divya has 2 infantry, 1 vehicle kill. Boris has 3 infantry kills. House has no kills. Wilson has 1 kill. Cuddy has no kills. Cameron has 1 kill. Chase has 2 kills. Foreman has no kills. And 13 has 1 kill. Support Volkov has 1 kill. Daniel Shaw has 2 kills. Jill Roberts has none. Bryce Larkin has 1. Alex McHugh has 2. Roan Montgomery has none. And Ted Rourke has 3 kills. Alright. Platoon leaders wiped out. Pioneer surrendered, no kills. Another one wiped out, no kills. Wiped out, no kills. Wiped out, no kills. Wiped out, no kills. No kills. Another Pioneer. These guys have 2 survivors, no kills. Wiped out basically 1 survivor, no kills. Half-track's dead. Half-track's dead. And Panzerjäger, Nothing. So all their casualties that they caused came just from their artillery barrage at the beginning. They never did any damage to us with their infantry. So let me know what you thought of this fight. Drop a comment and make some predictions about upcoming battles. Also, let me know if these battle groups are going to make it through to the end or where you think they'll be stopped. While you're here, support the channel with a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.